What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic. And today we're going to talk some football, Houston Texans football. Hey, we got to talk about it, y'all. Hey, we really got to talk about it. We got a playmaker on hands. Straight up, square business. We got a real live playmaker on our hands. Big Play Nico is not just Big Play Nico. He's a playmaker. An absolute playmaker. We're going to talk about, we're going to break it down before we get in there. Like I tell you before, man, if you're liking the content, make sure you're liking the channel. Make sure you're watching all the videos. Make sure you liking all the videos. You comment all the videos. You sharing all the videos on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, any type of social media platform you use. Make sure you share it on the same social media platforms. Also, follow me on social media as well. The link in the description below. We're still in the race to get the 6,000 subscribers. You know what that means? I need you to tell a friend, tell another friend, tell some more friends, so they could tell some friends, so they could tell some friends, and put them on game with the channel. Let's get the channel growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. Really, really appreciate that. I'm still trying to get the 6,000 subscribers, and I can't do it without y'all. I need y'all help. You know what that means? I need y'all to like, share, and subscribe, and let's get this channel growing and growing and growing. Now, let's talk about it, because, hey, and I've been real critical. I've been real critical all off season, all during training camp, throughout the season, through the middle of the season, and really throughout the whole season. I've been very critical. And hey, this guy right here, like I said, I apologized a couple weeks ago, but this guy right here is a real live playmaker, a bona fide playmaker. Nico has stepped up in a big way. It is not even what he did this season, because we did the season was great. Over about 80 catches, almost 1,300 yards, 8 touchdowns. He's doubled his career totals in his first 2 previous seasons and this year alone with his catches, with his yards, and with his touchdowns. But that's not even the reason why, because, no, again, he made some big splash plays to this tune. You got other teams and other fan bases out there when they talk about C.J. Stroud. They're like, oh, man, they got Nico Collins over there. They got Tank Dell over there. I'm like, okay, man, he really had a lot of production. It was really throughout a couple games. I mean, it was the Pittsburgh game. It was the Pittsburgh game. It was the Broncos game. It was this game, that game. But really, if you look at what all we're doing, when you look what he does on the road and all these other things, I'm trying to sit up here basically minimizing what he's done, but it's not that. It's in a big time game, in big time players made big time plays in big time games and big time moments, right? The 2 biggest games of his career, the 2 biggest games of his life, the last 2 weeks, he stepped up and showed out in an unbelievable way. On the road at Indy, a game that you need to get into the playoffs in a hostile environment. The winner in that game gets into the playoffs. If you win, you go to the playoffs. If they win, they go to the playoffs. Dude's targeted 9 times. Comes up with 9 catches, 195 yards and a touchdown. Starts the game off with a 75-yard touchdown. And what does he do? Well, how's he follow it up? In the playoff game, targeted 7 times. Come up with 6 catches. 96 yards and a touchdown. And really, only reason why it wasn't even bigger than that was because the defense was able to get a couple turnovers and turn them into touchdowns that you and the offense really didn't get a chance to cook like y'all want to. Because 86 of the yards and the touchdowns and 4 of the catches came in the first half. You had 1 catch for 9 yards and another catch for a yard in the second half of the game, because that's all you need on the offensive side, and that was really just to close out the game, because you got the 1 catch for I think it was 8 yards. I'm sorry, the catch for 8 yards. You got that catch to get the first down, and then y'all run to get a touchdown. The game was over. So it's really he really was basically handcuffed by his own defense, scoring the points, and him and CJ wasn't really able to get a chance to get into it. It could, because him and CJ would have torched the Browns even more, and his production would even been more. But if you look at what he's done for the last 2 weeks, 2 crucial games combined, targeted 16 times, 15 catches, 291 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the 2 biggest games of his life. That's why I'm saying that he's a playmaker. He's an absolute playmaker. When you need him to step up, he's stepping up. Like when you need him to step up, he's stepping up. The catch against the Indianapolis Colts, when CJ was getting pressure and he scrambles out, and he's looking like he's about to throw the football away, but like, hey, I'm gonna throw it in the area where, hey, can't nobody catch it. I'm not gonna throw the hit in the field of play where DBs and safeties and corners is all over there. I'm gonna throw it here close to the sideline. Either my guy can make a play on it, or can't nobody get it on. Hey, go over here. And what does he do? He comes and makes a beeline like Kyle Hamilton did when he was at when Notre Dame comes in, runs in, and makes an incredible catch, and then on the game-winning drive, makes a deep cut route in, and CJ throws a dart and a dime to him right there, going into the end zone. And the only reason why he does not score because he gets a horse collar us, he would have scored on that play right there. Then turn around here in the first play, not the first play of the game, the first pass attempt of the game. CJ throws a beautiful pass to him that connects for a first down, just a complete dart right there to him, probably one of the prettiest passes you've seen. And then the screenplay where he goes in and takes it in for the screenplay where he goes in and takes it in for a touchdown. When he catches the screen, and as soon as he catches the football, you already know he's about to score a touchdown because one will react. And again, he doesn't go down on first contact. Anytime he catches the football, he always constantly breaks tackles. He always gets in. And he never goes down on first contact. And he's breaking running backs. I mean, looking like a running back, breaking linebackers, breaking linebackers tackles, and running over corners and running off the safeties and diving into the end zone, scoring touchdowns in crucial moments when you need it because Cleveland just went down there and scored. You was up 3-0. Cleveland goes down there and scored. What do? You need to go out there and answer. And what he does, he steps up in the big time play in the big time moment. And man, like I say, shout out to DYL. Shout out to Rue. Shout out to Mike. They comment all the time on my videos because I be crushing and getting on Nico Collins because I'm like, hey, the dude is too big to be playing that soft. And they like, hey, man, this dude is special. This dude is special. He gonna get 1,000 yards. This dude is special. They were saying all in the comments all year long. So I gotta give them a shout out because they was there from day one. They was there from day one. They never doubted Nico Collins. So I gotta give them their love. Again, and people thought that I did not like Nico. I actually did like Nico. I want the Texans to draft Nico out of Michigan when we drafted him. He was on, if you go back and look at my videos before it was at the 2021 draft, before the 2021 draft, I mentioned Nico Collins a couple of times in the pre-draft pickup to draft Nico Collins. And again, but what I seen for the first 2 years was the injuries. And also him being out there with Davis Mills and Tyrod Taylor and who else, with Jeff Driscoll, whoever else was throwing the football, you didn't see what you're seeing right now. You give him a legitimate quarterback like C.J. Stroud that helped elevate the talent around. You see what he's doing with the other receivers and tight ends on his team as well, and you're getting this out of him. You get this is crazy production in the two biggest games. 16 targets, 15 catches, 291 yards. And the one incompletion is the overthrow in the first half in the Cleveland Brown game against the playoffs. I know some people say, hey, if you go back and watch the tape, we are arguing back and forth. If you go back and watch the tape, hey man, Nico stopped and stuttered, and Nico slowed up, and Nico stumbled and he tripped. And man, it would have hit him right. CJ threw the ball right there. I watched the tape. I seen the replay because when I watched the game, I thought that CJ overthrew him. When I went back and watched the tape, I think at the slightest, it might have been a slight now I don't want to say a miscommunication, but just a slight just a disconnection because if you go back and watch it, he splits the linebacker in the corner at the beginning of his route. When he stops and slows down, he does that on purpose because it's a stutter step. He slows down and turns his head around to make it look like, kind of like a quarterback when he pump fake, a linebacker coming, he pumps fake, but he's not about to throw the football. He just pumps fake it to move the linebacker. Then he throws it, or to make the safety or the corner bite. That's why he does the pump fake. That's what he was doing. He did that because there's a safety right there. I think it was like number 33. There was a safety right there, and when he does that, the safety is in lock and step with him. The moment that he slows down and turns his head, the safety completely looks at him and stops and turns his whole body around facing CJ to make a play on the ball. As soon as he does that, he jets off on him. He did that to gain separation because he might have not got separation, and it might have been him and the DB in the end zone. So I think it was by design. You look at all three reactions. You look at his reaction, CJ's, and also D'Amico Ryan's after the play. Because normally when I mess up or something like that, we normally see a receiver mess up, especially guys who take accountability. And we've seen these guys do it. These not the diva types that everything is all on them, everything is all on the other guy. When guys here on this team take accountability, they normally go, hey, my bad, my fault. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do my fault. And neither CJ. CJ doesn't go my fault. CJ looks and goes, ah. And then you look at D'Amico Ryan's. D'Amico Ryan's like, we almost got it. Like, And I think it was more the reason why I think that was reaction because I think that was by design. It's just they just was just a hair off, just a tick off, maybe just a little bit too much air underneath it, or too much. CJ maybe gave a little bit too much on it, and maybe the Nico slowed down slightly too much and did the stud step a little bit too much. But I do think that he didn't stop or slow down on the route. I think he did that on purpose to get past the safety, and I think that was done by design. I think that was in the route, that was in the play call. All those things was done by design. So I don't think that he stopped and slowed down the route or wasn't expecting anything like that. I just think it was just a slight, like I said, not communication error, but just a slight, just didn't connect it. And again, luckily it didn't bite us, it didn't hurt us or anything like that. But that's it. That's it. In the last 2 weeks, that's the only time that CJ and Nico did not connect together. That's the only time that they didn't connect. Because in the other game, 9 for 9, 195. This game, 7-6 for 96. And both games got a touchdown. The two biggest games of their lives. Stepping up and making big time plays. The first play of the game last week against the Indianapolis Colts. Just stepping up right there. And the dude is doing it in a moment. Doing it in moments where he's becoming the superstar. Because think about it, and I think everything's just going out perfect for him. He goes out on Saturday against the Indianapolis Colts, had that type of game, wearing the Michigan hoodie or Michigan lemon jacket because he played in Michigan. Michigan goes in and wins a national championship in the stadium that you play football in now. The stadium that you play football in, both of y'all doing it on big national stages, and then you have a playoff game in that same stadium in 5 days after that. Everybody's tweeting and talking about you. Michigan is, don't forget he played in Michigan. Don't forget he played in Michigan. He said they tweet, man, we like to shout out Nico Collins, one of our guys in the playoffs. Him and Aiden Hutchinson, they're gonna go out. So again, no one was talking about Nico before. Michigan and Nico's been in the NFL for 3 years. Michigan ain't never said nothing about Nico before. Now, granted, Nico wasn't doing anything like that. He wasn't having 100-yard games and 200-yard games and multi-touchdowns games prior to this. Wasn't in playoff moments, but I'm just saying everything is just lined up exactly perfect. And then the thing is, Michigan getting the attention that they're getting now because they win the national title. Harbaugh might be leaving, so people are looking at Michigan as it stands right now. Not to say Michigan's not a big program and people don't look at Michigan anyway, but I'm just saying it's just starting to be more. It's just starting to be more in your face right now. Is what I'm getting at. So all this is going on, and he's sitting there, he's seizing the moment. He's seizing the moment. And all the talk again. I still think the Texans still should, is it via the draft or via free agency, add another receiver. But that other receiver they will be adding more than likely. I was saying before, that receiver probably be the number 1, the number 2 receiver because, Nico at the very least, Nico is number 2 behind Tank. And again, we doing this without Tank. I don't know if he's behind Tank anymore. Honestly. Now because when you look at when him and Tank are on the field, the CJ does lean more towards Tank. You do see that. You do see he target Tank. He looks at Tank during big moments. Again, the game against the Buccaneers on those two big catches in that game, those the pass to get you the first down, then the game winning touchdown, both of those was towards Tank Dell. So and you do see the game that he had, the 191 against the Denver Broncos, that's when Tank Dell got hurt in the first quarter. And then these two games that we're seeing right now, the game against Indy and this last game against Cleveland, is obviously Tank Dell's not out there. And I do think that when Tank Dell's going to get a lot of the shares, and you see the relationship and the chemistry that CJ has with Tank Dell on and off the field, I think that's starting to grow and manifest itself with Nico Collins as it stands right now. And what you're seeing what he's doing, because he's doing a way better job on this route run. He's doing a way better job on his route run. He's coming in, and I said that's why I'm looking at him being a playmaker, because CJ is putting the football and putting in there. Hey, I need my guys to help make plays, and that's because sometimes receivers have to help out their quarterbacks. Like I've been telling y'all before, sometimes the quarterbacks don't put the football exactly in the perfect area because they're trying to put it out of harm's way. Sometimes they'll slightly overthrow, or slightly do this, or slightly underthrow, or slightly do other things because they don't want to put. I'm not just gonna put it in between the numbers. If I put it right there in between the 1 to 2, the safety has a chance to get it. The corner has a chance to get it. The linebacker has a chance to get it. So I gotta make sure I put it enough space that my receiver can make a play on it, but can't nobody else make a play on it. If anybody's going to make a play, it's going to be my guy. It's going to be my receiver. And sometimes you need your receivers to step up. That's why sometimes your receiver got to step up and make a play. Like your receiver got to step up and make a play. And Nico Collins, especially the last 2 weeks, has shown you a lot, and it's shown you, hey, I can step up and make a play. I can step up and make a play right here, right now. I can step up and make a play, bro. I can step up. I'm that guy. You need somebody to make a play for you? I can do that. You need somebody to make a play? I can. I can make in the biggest moment. No moment's too big. Again, don't care if we're going to Kansas City. Don't care if we're going to Baltimore. I know it's supposed to be cold this weekend. Hey, he played in Michigan. It's cold in Michigan, ain't it? Ain't it cold in Michigan? I think it is cold in Michigan. CJ played at Ohio State. Is it cold in Ohio State? Yeah, I think it's cold in Ohio State. Again, I would much rather love to play inside NRG Stadium where you don't have to have those weather conditions because of other factors. You know, you got your tight ends, you got your running backs, you got your other receivers. Other guys might actually have problems in that area. But when it comes to your as it stands right now, your playmaking receiver, your big playmaker receiver, and your quarterback, they don't have no problem playing those conditions because of the colleges they went to, for one, and then two. Hey, they're starting to rise above that type of standpoint where weather is not a factor because they starting to be that good. And these are starting to be household names. We already starting to hit CJ name. We already know that's becoming a household name. Hey, Nico Collins is becoming a household name. And he's becoming an absolute baller, an absolute playmaker out there. And it's starting to be very, very scary for the rest of the league. Like I said there about CJ, CJ and these Texans, they about to scare the rest of the league. Well, Nico Collins is part of that. The way Nico was playing, that's part of the rest of the league starting to get scared. That's part of it. That's part of it. That right there in itself is part of it. Because, hey, if he keeps playing like this, you're gonna add him on the great list when it comes to Andre Johnson and DeAndre Hopkins when it comes to Houston Texans. We was talking about Tank Dell about the season he was having as a rookie, comparing him to Andre Johnson and Hopkins. Now you add Nico Collins into the mix. You tell me we got two of them. Hey, the sky's the limit for this offense. Like, subscribe if you haven't, comment below if you haven't, click that bell, get more videos. I holla.